Erin, what's your take on the action that the Bank of England took here overnight and the potential coordinated action of the ECB?
So certainly if we see more news where they're really coordinated, I think the Bank of England cutting rates makes sense for England, and because they're really the only country that can do big rate cuts without heading even further into negative territory. I think when we've looked at other countries that have really gone into big cuts and negative rates, that hasn't stimulated getting them out of, basically stagnation or even deflationary moves. In fact, we've often seen these negative rates further put them into deflationary moves. I think the additional stimulus packages, for example, like countries like Italy, where they can go out of their required deficit rules for ECB and increase spending just on a temporary basis to overcome any economic slowdown because of the virus. I think that's what might be more useful, because one of the problems is even if rates are very low, that might help small businesses, but you're just not going to see big capex spending when your entire country's in quarantine, right? You're just not going to be able to get people motivated to actually do anything with that extra cash. So I think it's going to be taking care of the individuals, whether helping them on additional health care, additional spending just to be able for people to still go to work on a day-to-day basis versus cheap loans.
Now, the market pretty much expects that we're going to see a further cut here from the Federal Reserve.
Yep.
But beyond that, does the Fed need to do more? Do they need to look into sort of tools they haven't used before, other purchases, other kinds of assets?
I think because this isn't so much about a lack of capex spending or a lack of not being able to get your mortgage, and really more about changing our behavior and that loss of productivity of simply being able to go and travel and go to your conferences, go to your interviews, go and meet new investors. I don't see the Federal Reserve being as powerful a force as we've seen over the past 10 years, just because even if I have all this extra cash that I might be able to access for capex spending, until I have sort of more freedom of movement and able to do business as normal, I may not be able to do anything with that money. There's no point in me taking out a loan unless I can go out and, throw a big conference and throw a big party. So I think that's going to be one of the issues that we see here.